We alluded to this narrative with Brunson. I relate to him. I know he's 6'2", but I relate to the fact that he's like this underdog, short guy. I assume he's a middle child. We're basically the same. We do our hair the same way. We're like the same person.
Hello and welcome to the Carpool Guys podcast, where three dads just trying their best talk about life, work, family, and all the detours in between. We've made mistakes, lots of mistakes, but we've also learned a few things along the way. We don't have it all figured out, but that's never stopped us from sharing our 2 cents anyway. The Carpool Guys podcast is hosted by Asher Dworetsky, John Ackerman, and Dave from Flatbush Tenenbaum. Buckle up, it's carpool time.
Hello and welcome to an emergency episode of the Carpool Guys podcast. We are really excited to jump right in. The New York Knicks are the 2026 NBA World Champions. As of last night, Asher is jumping out of his socks, ready to go.
Oh my God.
Dave, not as excited, but I'm excited to hear his take.
I have been a Knicks fan since last week, and it's been amazing. I've loved
Since last week?
I don't know what, 53 years. It's been a long time for me since last week, so I'm very excited.
All right, Asher, why don't you kick us off? What's it like? You're a big Knicks fan. This must be an amazing feeling. I don't know such things.
So it's interesting. I happen to just like sports, and I like sports that it's a unifying thing. This was like very exciting because, you know, I'll root for the Knicks or the Nets in the playoffs. And this was fun. And it just was like this awesome positive vibe. Last Shabbos, we were walking to shul and the crossing guard like stopped us and she's like, the Knicks won. And it's like this positivity that's everywhere right now. And it was just a great vibe. And it was fun to be on this ride. I love the Jalen Brunson story. I'll talk more about that after, but it was fun. I watched the game with my kids last night, but I happen to have my brother-in-law, Stephen Mermelstein, and Mayor Simcha are huge Knicks fans, and like I'm rooting for the Knicks for them. So it was like very exciting to win in this way. It's been a while since the Giants won the Super Bowl, so for me, you know, the Mets are never going to win anything ever in my entire life. But it was exciting. Dave, what are you feeling, man?
Everybody knows I'm a sports addict, and I really am very passionate about my sports. It just so happens, and I think it's a discussion to be had, that I am of the opinion that you can't be a winter sport a diehard fan of two teams. And I don't believe that you can be. I mean, maybe there are the exceptions to the rule, but I'm a huge Islanders fan. I'm not convinced that you could be a huge Islanders fan and a huge Knicks fan, or a huge Ranger fan and a Knicks fan.
Things.
I think they
Really?
just like totally conflict with each other. That's my.
What about
opinion.
the NFL? How does the NFL fit in there?
The NFL's every Sunday. It's like a different. I mean, obviously now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you know what I mean. It's a weekend thing. It's one game and you're done. So I think it doesn't conflict as much.
Modern day basketball feels like you play a game a week. That like it takes forever.
Yeah, I hear that. But when it comes to basketball, I have a strange love-hate relationship with the Knicks. I mean, growing up, I was a huge Knicks fan. Larry Johnson, you know, Anthony Mason, those are two of my favorite players. And then like, whatever, it makes for another day, but a long story happened, and I switched over to the Nets, and then I switched back to the Knicks, and I switched back to the Nets, and now I'm a Net fan, I'm a Knicks fan, and I find myself more of a, like what Asher said, I'm more of a New York casual
Sports.
basketball fan. This past month, really the past few months, have really drawn me in so much that I've been a big Knicks fan. I've been really rooting hard for the Knicks. I've been. It's a lovable team. Obviously, I know. I think we're on the same page with the Brunson story. I could just only imagine what you're.
It's so fun.
Getting at.
Oh my God!
I think that the whole idea, and I love the fact that everybody wrote him off. There's some great videos going off when they signed him.
Yeah.
Just from a Knicks perspective, and I've been really going strong. And my son, I've been watching a lot of games with him and all the excitement. But I had a very sad reality last night. And I think I told you guys about it. The sad reality is we've been religiously watching every single game. And I kind of felt like I was back to my roots as a Knicks fan. Simi's been getting into the Knicks, even though, Knicks-Nets, Knicks-Nets. And last night happened, and I'm all excited. And really it starts. I was super excited, by the OG tip-in. That was
so insane.
I really put that on like 1 or 2 of all time.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable.
I'm like,
unbelievable.
Please. And then last night happened, the championship, and like we slapped 5, and that was it.
Ooh. I mean, it's sad because it's also like it's over. I
wasn't jumping. I didn't want to go.
That's true.
I didn't want to go to X. I didn't want to go to Instagram. I didn't need to post pictures. And I came to a real honest reality, which is with sports, with life. They always say with learning Torah to be the rabbi in the room, even though we already have one. But the more you put in and the more you invest is the more you get out of it.
For sure.
And I have not been a Knicks fan. And I've not cried when they've lost. I've not, watched terrible seasons of the Knicks. I haven't been as invested. And once they won, I was rooting for them this year, but I had no strong to the bones connection to the Knicks. So once they won, they won. It was great. I'm happy for all the fans. I'm happy for New York. I'm happy for really everybody. And I enjoyed the moment. But personally, I could honestly say I didn't feel anything after that initial.
I hear it. For me, there's something about this vibe of being in New York right now.
Oh yeah, and if this bump, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, whatever it was,
but it was also
I could carry my own. I could talk to anybody.
But let me ask you something.
Me.
Did this not feel like basketball from our youth? It was much more gritty. They were playing both sides of the court. There was so much more defense than I'm used to seeing in the last several years with 3-pointers, this, that, and the other thing. It was there was a narrative of you're sitting there rooting for Brunson. There was something more to it.
Great. It was,
and you had an enemy in Webb and
Yama. But there was a great basketball wise. It was great quality basketball. You also learned that a team beats an individual player, which is something that is huge, especially in basketball.
Although the Spurs were a great team.
They
had many weapons.
They didn't have the same. They didn't have the overall depth that the Knicks showed to have. There was another guy every night besides obviously Brunson was the MVP and nobody could argue that. But there was another guy that stepped up in every game. OG in game 4. In the first 2 games of this series, you thought Towns was going to be MVP.
Right.
There was a lot of things going on. But what I will say, and just to close out my thought, is it's really how much you put into it is the long lasting. And I really it gave me a taste of what I really want when the Mets finally pull it off. The Jets finally pull it off.
It's never going to happen.
In my lifetime, or the Islanders. And I really think that then I will have the floodgates will come out. Because there I've actually invested in.
Shoshi turned to me last night. She goes, "Ugh, now we have to watch the Mets again." It's like,
it's true.
It was just such a fun run, and it was I enjoyed this positivity. There was an enemy. It was good versus evil. The Spurs were so terrible, and it was and last night with screaming and yelling at the TV, they're fouling that they called that on Brunson and Wembanyama is such a dirty player. And
they had to break a record for flagrant foul reviews of a series.
Yeah. Well, they know Scott Foster, the guy who reffed last night, is known in the NBA as the extender. They bring him in always when you want a series to keep on going. The NBA always brings him in. It's uncanny that they do it and that everybody is in on the joke and that they continue to do it anyway.
I don't think Brunson was in on the joke. He looked very upset at him last night.
Oh yeah, he was very upset. I have a very different point of view from you guys. I'm not a Knicks fan. I never was a Knicks fan.
Right.
But
you actually like basketball more than we do, probably.
I love basketball. I happen to be.
I do. I think college is a better game.
I was proven wrong last night in this series because I have always said that a basketball game could be 10 minutes long and it would be the exact same thing. And this entire series proved my entire theory wrong because they're all behind and it brought this crazy tension.
This game was crazy. I'll tell you, for me, a lot of this was really about kind of the Avira of what's going on. Because, like, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Timberwolves fan. So for me, our playoff run was over a while ago. Watching it through the eyes of my daughter, Nava, who is a Timberwolves fan, but also is a big Knicks fan, she had a blast. And especially our across-the-street neighbors, shouts to the Beers, who were having outdoor watch parties basically every night. By the way, I heard a crazy story. It obviously never came to pass, but there was a chance that if the Spurs would have won and the series would have gone till next Friday night, it could have been, I think Game 7 would have been Friday night. Somebody rented out a hotel in Seattle, Washington. Did you hear about this?
I heard you told me about it.
That they could, so that they could start watching the game before Shabbos, because in Seattle they'd be like a time zone or two behind. Sure, and they'd get in most of the game, and then at least the TVs would be on, and they were going to have.
Why don't you
just go to Alaska? The way these games played out, you'd get nothing.
You get nothing.
You'd down 15 points, and you wouldn't see them win.
Right. Well, they obviously wouldn't be turning the TVs off, but I think that was. But I think that the vibe was really cool, and like it's kind of fun. You know, in New York you have Yankees, Mets. So it's not universal. You know, you have Rangers and Islanders. It's not universal. Jets, Giants. It's not universal. The Nets, I feel like, are not on that same level where Knicks are much more of a universal.
It's not such an intense rivalry.
It's
not.
It
doesn't feel like
I think
it right now.
I think this whole ordeal proved that there are very few Net fans out there. Everybody in the city is literally jumping around. I mean, everybody who you talk to, you have to have an opinion on the game. You don't. They're either hiding, and I could be classified as one of them. You're either hiding, or you just like said, "Hey, listen, go New York, go. You know, I mean, right.
It was a good.
I mean, look, I know that whenever the Timberwolves come to New York, I go see them when they play the Nets, not the Knicks, because I'm going. You know, from my perspective, same product. I'm going to see the Wolves. The tickets in the Nets are like an eighth of the price of the tickets to see the Knicks.
We alluded to this narrative with Brunson. It's more than like an underdog story. Like for me personally, he is like, okay, I don't look up to sports people in that way, but like I relate to him. I know he's 6'2", but I relate to the fact that he's like this underdog, short guy that everybody
just
I know
like
he's
him.
6'2". He's like the tallest Jew in the world, but still.
You both marry Jewish women.
Yeah,
he's married to a Jewish woman.
Yeah.
His
I didn't know that.
Jewish.
Yes.
Oh, really? I did not.
He's
know
a daughter,
that.
right?
Okay.
His
I
child.
assume he's a middle child. We're basically the same. We do our hair the same way. We're like the same person. I love this narrative, like you were saying, that when he was brought to the Knicks, they all wrote him off, that he was like, it's like, no way, he's this short guy in this big league where everybody's big, and he's such a hustler. It's so incredible to watch him, and he doesn't care. He has so much fight, and they were so dirty last night against him and fouling him so much, throwing him down, and he's like, no, I refuse to relent.
Yep.
And there's something so powerful and like, I dare I say, like Jewish, like about being in Gullus and then fighting it constantly. And it's like heartwarming to see that come out on top over Wembanyama.
By the way, did you guys see the meme from a friend of the show, Ellie Leibowitz, who put up on Twitter and on Instagram, and it was a picture of Wemby guarding Jose Alvarado, and he labeled it like one of the Miraglim versus
funny.
the Giants of Canaan.
That's really funny. That is funny.
But yeah, I mean,
it's just
Brunson was
crazy.
unstoppable. It was
it's
crazy.
Also insane. I was walking to shul yesterday, and I said to Izzy, I'm like, there's no way. Izzy's my son, my oldest, and I'm like, the Knicks' strategy of falling behind every game is not sustainable. He's like, no, you're wrong. That's not true.
Yeah.
And like, we're walking to shul, and he's like, you're wrong. Whatever. My son is right. He's gonna listen to this 1,000 times before he goes to sleep. He was 100% right. I don't know how they do it. How they go down every single game and then just kill them on defense. Just chip away. It's crazy. And it's so exciting. And at the same time, like, I don't understand it. During halftime, Izzy recorded me. I was like, there's no chance. They're not coming back. Both of their big men are going to foul out of the game. They're so down. They're not going to do it again. He has me on record. Maybe John will post it to embarrass me even more. But it was so insane. It's just such a fun run in that way that you could talk about it.
It was 100%, and I agree with you 100%. It was an incredible run. It was an incredible, just every game was excitement. It was must watch TV, must watch. And basketball, like you alluded to, was literally like it was like 25 years ago basketball.
Yeah.
Like you had visions even more. I don't even know. I guess I'm dating myself. You had visions of like Charles Oakley. Like it was a physical game.
Oh my
Every
God.
minute counted. It was just great basketball. It wasn't like you just have to tune into the last 5 minutes. It wasn't just shoot threes and that was the whole game.
Oh, it was boring.
It was incredible basketball. It was exciting. You watch it with friends, you watch it with family. It was literally must
Also,
watch.
those fouls
The only
were
thing, and I'm
real.
going to just back it up again. The only thing that Dave Tannenbaum, Dave from Flatbush,
Yeah.
only thing I was wanting more is if I was a bigger fan of.
But that's
of the
also a
Knicks,
feature of
then
the
they would've
fact
felt
that
it.
for years they were not good for so
I get
long
it.
of our
I see,
lifetime.
and I could relate to where
Like the
each of
Mets have
fans
dipped
are.
into the Mets have dipped in being good, being not good, and like for us, we've been connected to it. Then we don't get connected to it.
Same way though, they were in the conference finals.
I mean, we got excited when Carmelo Anthony, Jeremy Lin. I was there for Linsanity. I went to a game with my wife. That was insane.
By the way, speaking of bad, and the Spurs are going to be back. I mean, the Spurs
for
and the Thunder
sure.
out of the
That
West
is a
is crazy.
dangerous team.
But can we pour one out for the Dallas Mavericks for a second? Because the Mavericks had Luka Doncic
Yep.
and Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson from the same draft, and they lost them both for basically now nothing. And just, I feel so good for my friends, for the Knicks fans. And my God, if I have any friends who are Mavs fans, this is just, what a disaster.
I mean, you could argue that OKC had the same thing when they had Harden, Westbrook, Durant.
Right, that's true. But I'm saying,
they
like,
did nothing.
you got Brunson's a champion, won a championship. Like, I mean, Brunson drove the car for the
Yes, he
championship.
did.
With
question
respect
about
to Cat and to Bridges and to OG, it was really this was Brunson's.
Except for that tip in
yes,
game
the tip
4.
for sure.
I don't even know. Like, it's hard to even comprehend. Like, I looked at my wife. I was like, did that just happen? It was so insane. And then after the game was over, that you were like watching that nobody wanted to go home. It was just that crazy positivity that you felt. I don't want to be a Spurs fan in that moment. It must have been brutal, but it was so fun and so exciting from a different era. Like Dave is saying, totally different era. So fun to share with my kids. One thing that I didn't write down in our show notes, but I'm thinking about, shout out to all the security guards of all the shuls. They are like the source of information for all of us. And like, I love talking sports with them. The guy by the Youngizzo West Hampstead is awesome. And the guy by Anshe is incredible. Like, and they're just special people. Last night, you saw, they were still working. And like last night, they could have gone home early. But they were there at 8:30, until Marav was over, and you got to give them credit. Shout out to them.
It's funny you say that. Last week I get the newspaper, and the Newsday had the Knicks won and just had like some information. Nothing. It didn't have. It was too late for the full box score and everything. And I was talking to the security guard, the other security guard by the Young Israel, and I was talking to him. And he's giving me information that like you had to watch, and I was telling it to one of my friends, and I said like, yeah, the Knicks blew a lead, but they came back, and then this, and then Brunson missed a foul shot, then this, and I'm like telling him like and the buzzer shot, and like, Dave, did you watch this game? Like, what's going on here?
One of the comedians did a whole routine. One of the comedians did, I think it was Dovie Newberger, was like, this is when you find out who's really watching TV on Shabbos.
Yeah.
It's like when you know way too much.
Way too much.
I mean, Dave, we know that you work 24/7 and your phone is on 24/7, but
I mean, I cannot tell a lie. There are times in the morning when I like change it from loud to vibrate, and I'll see the Mets won, and then like Simi will be like, how'd you know that the Mets won? It wasn't in the paper. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
The paper told me something else. You go, what happened in the game? That I don't know. I didn't click on it.
I didn't click on the link. I don't know how you do that. I would be very tempted to just click and read. And
I get those like certain alerts I get. Like it just says like Mets in close game. I don't know. I guess it's the ESPN app or something. Mets in close
it's funny.
game. Mets win 3-2, whatever it is.
speaking of all these alerts, Dave, so we're all in. I mean, we're probably all in 90% the same WhatsApp groups, but the one that I've been getting the most dings from recently is our shouts to our the Stead Fantasy Baseball group, which is my favorite WhatsApp group. But oh my God, that group has not stopped. I think for the past week, with everybody going crazy. It's kind of fun, It's fun from my perspective. Again, I'm not really bought in though. I will say that my National League team of choice is now the Mets. I think I've kind of absorbed that from you guys.
That's a huge mistake.
You should have gone Dodgers. I'm a Minnesota fan. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Am I going to become a Yankee fan? I mean, how
I
could
tell
I
kids
possibly...
nowadays, I give them a free pass this year. They can become Dodger fans for life.
Dodger fans? No.
Just become a Dodger fan. It's not worth it.
Wait for the salary cap.
Being a Yankee fan. That's terrible.
No,
Okay.
I would never be a Yankee fan. But look, it's fun to watch. I feel good for my friends. I'm happy. You know what? The truth is I feel mostly good for my friends. There's a small part of me that's happy when my friends are miserable about sports. I'm going to say I feel 90% happy for all of our mutual friends. And I know some of them are listening right now. And one of them even wrote in the group that he cried a little last night. Like a little bit. I want it to be that to be tears of pain.
I agree 100%, but I think it comes down to the teams. I think the Knicks being that they're New York's team in a sense, it gives you a sense of like, okay, this is a team that we can get behind.
Right.
If it's the Yankees, like I would love nothing more than the Yankees winning like 3-2 Game 7 of the World Series and give up like an error to lose the game.
Oh my God.
Right.
Like that would be great for me.
I was so excited when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees in
Luis
2001.
Gonzalez,
I ran around my house screaming honorary Mets, and my mother looked at me and said, "You're not a patriot. We just went
You're
through
not a
9/11.
patriot.
What
Wait,
type
guys.
of person are you?" Yeah.
Rank for me the New York team vicious rivalries. So I think Mets Yankees is for sure number one, right?
Number one.
Mets, Yankees, and then I mean the Rangers Islanders are huge, but hockey is like the fourth sport in America.
Are the Giants and Jets rivals?
It's
I feel like
It is a rivalry.
It's a rivalry. It's not as much as those other two, because in football they play. They play in the same stadium, but they only play each other every 4 years.
I agree.
Like
Right.
Mets,
I don't think it's as-
Islanders and Rangers are in the same division, so
Islanders
every
are,
game
yes.
actually matters.
Yeah, no,
That's
think the
awesome.
Islanders
I a
and
little bit
Rangers-
wish the Mets and the Yankees were in the same division because I feel like that would be insane.
I would say Yankees, Mets, Rangers, Islanders. Jets,
But baseball has
Giants.
been diluted because it used to be the interleague
Right.
play like mattered,
Right.
and now it's every year, and it's not as fun, and it's
Right.
I mean,
the Nets and the Knicks are in the same division.
The
Nobody
Knicks
cares.
Celtics, Knicks 76ers is a bigger rivalry than Knicks Nets.
Yeah.
You have to
100%.
be relevant to have a rivalry,
Yep.
even though
Yeah.
the Jets haven't been relative. I mean,
Yeah.
The Jets are never relevant, and the Knicks had never been relevant till this. Okay, they had the,
Knicks
the
have
run
had
with
moments.
Brunson.
They've never won the
They had a run with
championship.
Brunson before. This is unreal. But this was also like the nature of it and how gritty they were and how fun. And not only that, but we didn't talk about this. Brunson's humility is unbelievable. Whether he is really humble or not. When he comes off on camera and he talks about it and he'll talk about the team, there's something really special about that. I actually saw Rebbe Shlomo Katz from Israel actually wrote about that. He's like that you see him talk about his team and it's like good for kids to see that somebody will speak about that and that is humble and cares what's going on.
I just want to say one thing. Okay, you're giving a lot of praise to Brunson. He is the MVP. He is, I mean, this has been a debate on sports. Obviously, I'm not a Yankee fan, but I think he's the king of the town
For now.
Definitely more than Judge. Win a championship, and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
But
Actually
one
play
thing I
well in
will
the playoffs
say,
and then
once we're being honest, it's an honest podcast. Everything's out on this pod. I think I have to be honest. I'm really curious if anybody agrees with me. Brunson looks a little bit grumpy. He doesn't look like the kind of guy I want to have a beer with.
He
I
does
think
look grumpy.
he's
He does.
I think he's a guy who was played for his I mean, he won
I
2
got it. He's
championships in
intense. He's won
college.
championships with Villanova. I got
But
it too.
I feel like he's the type of guy who played with a chip on his shoulder his entire life.
Like
I
Usher,
agree with
just
you.
Like me,
Usher.
I
100% agree with
relate
you.
to it. I relate to it. I do. I
Just
play with a
could
chip
use
on my
smile
shoulder.
here, Nick. You know, I'm a smiley kind of guy. I could use
I mean,
a smile.
I'm the
He's a little
same-
grumpy to me. No,
Everybody
I'm just
knows.
gonna
I
say-
think I told this story on the podcast the other day. I was out with the kids playing basketball a few weeks ago in recess, and we played until I scored. And 45 minutes later, when I scored for the first time after I took many shots, they were celebrating me, and I was playing with a chip on my shoulder. And like, I'm this small guy. The middle schoolers and 7th grade are already taller than me. I can relate to it. It's tough. It's
Just
tougher
playing
than an
with a
8th
chip on his
grader.
shoulder
I'm
against
just
the middle
picturing-
school
I'm
kids.
just
It's
picturing,
not
like-
funny.
I'm just picturing everybody like sitting there, like crowding around you. You know, sometimes
They were
have,
so
like,
excited. They were like,
some moments
yeah.
on YouTube and stuff, like where they have like a special needs individual hits a home run.
Oh,
It's like
God.
the best moment, or the guy hits a layup or a 3-pointer. It's the best moment.
You heard it too.
But
You heard it too,
sometimes you're
John,
watching
right?
it and they've shot like the 6 shots or 7 shots, but Usher's sitting there. They're all
Also-
giving him the ball. He's shooting layup after layup, bricking them, hitting the bottom of the rim. Finally, they score.
It's like the reverse. You know that Journey song about like the Rebbe played third base and he dominated? He's like, this is the reverse. This is backwards. But the Rebbe who came into play, but instead of dominating, the kids bullied him.
Rebbe, you got
I don't
it.
know what to do with that.
The story is Rebbe used to teach us Torah each and every day. Then he came outside to play, and we lost all respect for him because he couldn't hit a shot.
Rebbe's airballing layups. He's bricking. He's hitting.
Oh, it's
he's
terrible.
hitting parts of the rim that are supposed to be never
Were
hit.
you there? That's exactly what was happening. I
Like,
was
at one
literally
point, Rebbe Hecht's
bricking.
window got smashed.
Oh my
through.
god!
You know,
Oh,
Crying.
I was
Stop
bricking
laughing.
layups. No, the best basketball moment ever.
You know, it's the
was-
first time in the world, it's the first time in the history of the world, where the kids were like, "Rebbe, I think we played enough basketball."
Like, can we go back to learning?
That's when it was happening, and I'm like, no, we're staying out here until I score. And then they like all moved out of the way, and they were like, come on. And then 20 minutes later, I actually did score. It was exciting.
Gosh.
Now, the best basketball moment ever, Rebbe Hecht and I relive this every year when we go on our trip. One year we were going on a trip to Philadelphia, and we board the coach buses, and we used to board the buses in the back, and it used to be on the basketball courts in Uniondale when Hank Middle School was still there. And we get on the bus, and we're driving out, and in slow motion, Rebbe Hecht and I are looking at each other, and we're like having this telepathic conversation. Is the bus about to drive into the basketball hoop? Is the bus about to drive? And we just went right into the basketball hoop, shattering the front window of the bus. And we're like, how did he not see the basketball hoop right there? It was epic. It was epic. Yeah. Then we drove to Brooklyn.
Okay, now that the Knicks are like check the box, they won a championship. Like who are you waiting for? Although I feel like for you guys, it's both the Mets.
Can I ask a fun thing? A fun thing.
Yeah.
to
That's a
end it?
great question. It's a good question, John. I do think it's the Mets, but I don't think it's ever going to happen in my lifetime.
What next championship you just asked?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying who's now that the Knicks have checked the box, they're not on the list of like teams that have not won a championship. Who are you guys waiting for to win?
I'm
Like
waiting
who
for
are
the
you
Mets.
most excited for that championship?
I am also waiting
I'm
for the
waiting
Mets.
for the Mets to win.
But I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's like after this year, it's been so demoralizing. They spend so much money, and look at what they have.
Yeah, it's kind of weird
It's
actually.
gonna happen. It's gonna
Okay.
happen. You gotta believe.
What's your question of the week?
For me, it's
No.
the
My,
Timberwolves. That's
I think I have an idea. It might be a work, and you could tell me no. If you want to put it out there on the Facebook, Instagram, for
let it
people to give you
go.
like literally
Can't
a
hold
3-second
back
like
anymore.
excited cheer or
Let it
something for the Knicks.
go. Let it go. I was frozen, so I started singing
What is
Frozen.
happening right now?
I was frozen, so I started singing Frozen.
God, I
That's
don't
how
even
you
know
know
where to
we've
go with
gone
that.
too far
I-
with this.
You said to be
I don't
high
even know.
energy. Okay.
Dave, you want to
Dave,
say
what's
your
your question
idea
of the
again?
week?
This is staying in the podcast, by the way. But Dave, say your idea.
No, the idea of you ask people to send you a quick clip of their comment or reaction or enjoyment of the Knicks.
By the way, I am very tempted to skip the last day of school and just go to the parade. I have been to parades in New York. They are incredible. And shout out to
Sadly,
my
I've never
father's
been.
client, Manny Milan. He was a photographer for Sports Illustrated. Some of the most iconic pictures of Michael Jordan. My father's client. True story.
Who, Michael Jordan?
No, Manny Milan, Sports Illustrated photographer.
Amazing.
Oh.
I have a question.
Well,
I have a question of the
congratulations,
week.
Knick fans.
I have a question of the week.
Oh, Asha's got a
What?
question.
I have a question of the week. My question of the week is, in your life, in your entire life, what is your top 3 sports moments
Oh, wow.
that you remember as like epic,
Like you were watching live.
that you watched as they played out or listened to?
It's hard in Minnesota. There's not. I guess there's a couple.
John literally watched them fish out of the ice fishing.
The ice fishing
400-pounder.
world championships was, let me just tell you, in 97.
97.
That was,
1897.
all right. Should I go first? I'll go first. Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say one was, I'm going to do one from baseball, basketball, and football. That's what I'll do. So basketball, I think it was 2 years ago, the Timberwolves were against Denver in the playoffs, and I think you guys can relate from this year. And they were down in Game 7 to the Nuggets. They were down by, I think, 25 in like the third quarter, and they came back and won, and that win won the series. So it wasn't just like they were down in one of the games and they came back and won. They were down 25 in Game 7. It was 2 years ago in the playoffs, and they beat the Denver Nuggets. That actually sparked a rivalry. So the Minnesota and Denver have a great basketball rivalry. So that was my basketball one. I'm going to say for baseball, the Twins are always bad. So my memory is not like a championship or playoff win. It was actually, I was at a 22 inning game, and it was Twins Indians. At that time, they were called the Indians, and we stayed for the whole game. It was me, my dad, my brother, and my uncle Steve, Oliver Shalom, and we had a great time. We spent 9 innings on the first baseline, like 10 rows up. We spent 9 innings behind home plate, and Pedro Munoz won it on a home run in the bottom of the 22nd inning.
Exciting.
And they played like the Star Wars theme, and it was just like the coolest. It was like one of those moments. And in football, it has to be the Minneapolis Miracle from a few years ago, where Case Keenum threw a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs to advance the Vikings, I think, to the maybe it was the NFC Finals. But that was awesome. Those are my big 3. We have no championships.
Are we losing people on this question?
What? What'd you say, Dave?
Those were 3 great moments. I got really bored.
Okay, what are your answers? He's from Minnesota. That's his own fault.
That's all I got. We don't have a lot of good moments.
I don't either.
Dave, you're up.
I don't have any good moments. I mean,
You won championships, no?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay,
No,
so this is
nothing?
my.
No,
we didn't even
once
talk
again, I'm
about
not
that.
even,
By the way.
but I was 2 years old when the Mets won the World Series.
It's true. Me too.
Right.
And that was it.
I will say these are my moments. Number 1 is I would say this is on my list of, and it's not Game 5 but Game 4. That tip in was unreal. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. Number 2 is when Osama bin Laden was killed. I was listening to that game on the radio.
Not a sports moment.
It was a sports moment when the Mets were playing the Phillies, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was unbelievable, that moment. It was like another unifying moment. And when the Giants won their first Super Bowl in my tenure as a Giant fan with Eli Manning, that I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself because my teams had never won anything, and I was It was unbelievable. Yeah,
That's
Okay,
me.
So the Ford Bronco when they were chasing O.J. Simpson.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Also, Naked Gun 3 at 2.5.
I mean, I would.
Oh,
say,
come on! Mine was legitimately a sports moment.
The
though.
naked
Come
guy
on.
don't know
singing
about
the national anthem, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that for me, it's really messed up because the Andy Chavez catch.
Oh, that's
one
for
of those
sure on there.
moments, and then
Yes.
they lose like an inning or 2 later. So like,
That was so sad.
Right.
But
right.
the Andy Chavez catch was epic. John Tavares' goal in double overtime to beat the Panthers in advance, that was huge. a few years back. So that was hockey. You know, I mean, we stink. I mean, I'm a Mets, Jets, Islanders fan. So like what? I mean, I mean, there have obviously been moments where I've lost my mind. I was at a game when the Mets were down a run and then down 2 runs and then Reyes hit a home run to tie it, and then they were down again, and then who was it? It was Asdrubal Cabrera hit a 2-run home run, and that was a huge moment. I was like physically there, but I've been to really more like train wrecks. I mean, I was at a game when the Mets were up by 5-0 in Philly and they blew it. I was at the butt fumble. I was at like so many like horrible moments. I was at an Islander game where all they needed was a point.
Next episode. In
Philly, all they needed was a point to make the playoffs, and they were up 3 goals with like 8 minutes left, and they managed to lose in regulation.
Yeah, so it's been rough being a New York fan.
It's been pain. I think I could tell you my pain more than my.
Also, like everybody roots against us. Everybody roots against us. It's terrible.
Yep.
One thing we didn't talk about it. Can a person say we did it? I saw somebody post that on their status last night.
I don't think a fan that woke up this year could say we. I mean, I don't think anybody can. You're not playing shortstop for the team, but like I don't know. We've invested a lot in. We're these players leave tomorrow and they're on another team.
That's true.
Like we suffer through this consistently.
So you're saying you say we can say we.
I don't say we, but I understand when people get extremely passionate and
right.
And
John, what do you hold on that matter?
Slip a little.
Can we say we did it?
I will ask this. Let me phrase
you're
it
invested.
This way.
You invest in them.
I will phrase it this way. When Hank won the hockey championship this year, shout out to Morty Harris, unbelievable Rebbe, unbelievable coach. I still felt part of the team. I sit on the bench during the championship. I didn't say we did it. I said they. I didn't do anything.
No, but you know what? You're a shareholder. Like I think that there's something to that being a big sports fan, and if you're a fan of specific teams, a little bit you're an owner, right? You're not obviously like an actual owner, but a little bit you own a piece of it.
Shout out to Josh Silver, who's a little bit of an owner, of his Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers,
That's
exactly.
True.
But all of us are we're not renters, right? You don't like one team and then give up your allegiance all of a sudden. Like if one of you guys moved to New Jersey,
well, I did
God
say
forbid.
that about the
Wait,
the
what,
Knicks.
John? What team do they root for in Dogwood?
That said,
I will tell you,
are owners allowed to say we?
Yes, because
the owners
obviously
say
pay
we.
everybody's
The owners can say I did it. The owner is the only person who can say I did it.
That's the only person.
But I'm saying I think that if you're a big fan, you are a little bit an owner. You can say we. That's what I think.
Okay. Look,
If you're not a big fan, if you're like a casual, then you cannot. Absolutely not.
It's funny because I do really respect the players and the owners and whatever when they give shout outs to the fans because they're acknowledging that enenergy enhances it. But I do not believe in
Seattle.
we did
I think that there's the fans are a huge part. I mean,
I'm not a fan of we did it, and I think that this is a good a YouTube short.
Yeah.
Are you a we did it person or are you they did it?
Yep.
I think it says a lot about who you are.
Yep.
Who you are.
Want to hear from everybody.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Great job.
Shkoyach, have a great day,
right.
everybody. Mazel tov to all Knick Fan Nation. And thank you for letting me join the ride. I did not realize that you play basketball above the Penn Station, but I guess they do. What are you doing with the three fingers in front of your face?
The Brunson.
Oh, that's what it is?
You're doing the
Isn't it like
It's tremendous
What is
podcasting
that?
right now.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm doing
Can you just-
Brunson? You know,
What? What are you doing?
that's what he
Does
does.
three because it's three.
Because he hit a
Three-point?
three-pointer?
That's what he does.
This is a
In
great
honor
ending.
of, I'm just gonna say, in honor of him, can we tailor the card, whatever it's called, our logo with Brunson hair on all of us for this episode, John? Can you tweak it?
I'll see if I can, but I'm not going to lie. I will not be
dreadlocks?
investing a lot of time in this.
That's unfortunate.
You could probably do it on your Chat GPT.
I probably could.
Try to do it with
Dreadlocks.
your
Do it.
Chat GPT.
Dreadlocks
I think
on
we
all
can
of us.
replace for one. I don't know. We'll try. Try it. Do it, Asher.
We'll just put it on our status.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
would be
Do
cool.
it. Do it. You do it. I'll post it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, everybody, like and subscribe.
Yeah, wait 1 second.
Well done. All right, thanks, guys.
We got it done.